Yo guys, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle and welcome Safsara, welcome Arav to the stream. And no, I will not be playing any classical chess today. I'm so tired. Just had a long day. Had a big dinner as well, so having that good burger brain. And for anyone who doesn't know what burger brain is, I would highly recommend that you guys watch maybe this will be enough for it to come up. Robin, let's see that. Yeah, you guys have got to watch this YouTube video. It's called The Battle of Burger Bay. It's actually hilarious. It's like one of my favorite videos of chess related content. But basically, burger brain is a thing, and when you have burger brain, you can barely think. So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to train some openings. And I wanted to have a look at the pseudo Panov, which is basically this line where you play c6 and play d5. And we're going to take a look at Jovanka Huska's Caro-Kann course, just the pseudo Panov. I don't know if we'll get through all of the lines of the pseudo Panov, but I beta tested this course and I beta tested this section in particular. And I had some like interesting things to add, but this was a long time ago and I don't quite remember the specifics. So I want to learn. Turkey tomorrow, yes. Turkey on Monday, actually. Why is it so dead these days? Yo, I mean, we've got to play dead chess if we want to win. So that's the situation. So okay, I'm gonna move my camera to the right hand side. Yeah, no, I'm actually so tired. I'm so tired. I'm not playing anymore. Just I think I burnt all my energy playing the Turkey tournament, like the Grand Koalas tournament today. I actually did pretty well. I beat two titled players and scored 5.5 out of 9, which we'll take. But I also got very, very lucky, like unbelievably lucky. Like just to give you one example of this. I actually included it in my yeah, let me find it here. Okay, maybe I can do it like this. This is such an amazing game. Just have a look at this ending. So basically this ending, I recently learnt about this, that this pawn structure, these broken pawns against the normal pawns. This is just a complete draw, like if you can get down to the rook endgame. So basically I had this position where, I mean, I was playing a player who was like close to 2200 in strength. And we get this position, right? And I knew that I can draw this, because I knew that I've studied this endgame and I just know that these broken pawns is just a draw. So I just put my king on g2 and I just kept my rook on the 4th rank. I just didn't do anything, right? I just kept here and he was trying to make progress because, you know, these kind of players, they're ambitious, they want to try and make progress. I just kept moving and shuffling. Bro played rook e5. Can you imagine? Thanks for the win. Can you imagine doing this to a 2200? Unbelievable. So I had so much luck as well. I scored 5.5 out of 9, but it really took a lot of energy out of me. I don't know why. Yo, Jan. What's up? I'll come in 2 years if you're not dead. If I'm not dead? I mean, I hope not. I hope not. Happy birthday, Safsara, for tomorrow. But yeah, as I said, we're going to be taking a look at pseudo Panov. So let's have a look. So pseudo Panov is this line where we play d5 and okay, they basically take twice anyway, play knight f6 and knight c3. So we've got knight c3, we've even got queen a4 check, got bishop b5 check, but knight c3 seems to be the main move. And then after knight d5, knight f3, bishop b5 check is a move too late. Okay, let's see how many of these we can remember. d4 will be a target, knight takes d4, queen takes d5. Most popular version at amateur level, but then we get a centralized queen and there's no way to attack it, so that's obviously very good. So then we've got the main line is knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, and just g6. Queen a4 and queen d6. Okay, I don't remember this. So my 5 lifelines, we will almost invariably fianchetto on the kingside and castle short. In the queen a4 bishop b5 check, remember to block the check with a knight. Sometimes it's possible to win the isolated pawn on d4 by removing the defender, most often the knight on f3. Otherwise, try to maintain control by blockading the d5 square. In the open positions that result after all central pawns have come off the board, be especially tactically astute. And then finally, if white's pawn advances to d5, a further d6 push can be dangerous. It's important to calculate in the circumstance. Okay, so this is some good tips to remember. So let's actually just make a note of these different lines. So I seem to believe that e takes was the move chosen, but it looks like both moves are just transpositions of each other. Yeah, it looks like there's no real difference. Let's just put e takes. This is just tr. And knight f6. So we had knight c3 was the main move. We also have queen a4. Let's do bishop first because that's played a bit more common. Queen a4. So both of these, I'd like to draw a little arrow to just say that these are different lines. I remember liking Jovanka's recommendation for Panov pseudo Panov. So we're just gonna use it, I think. So it was knight takes d5, and then knight f3 was the move. Bishop e5 was a bit too late. d4 was met by g6, and this I believe was met by bishop d7. And the idea here was probably to play knight c6, I think. And wasn't the idea now to play bishop b5? I actually don't remember already. How did it go? Knight c6, bishop b5, g6, queen a4, and then queen d6. Okay. So let's see how this goes. Queen d6 to protect. Interesting. Okay, so that's the overview. Let's now take a look at each of the lines. Hair is on fleek. Yeah, it's looking very emo today. I don't know, man. That's how short hair goes. It just does whatever. Wish me good luck for over the board tomorrow. Yo, that's sick. Good luck, Jan. What over the board tournament are you playing? Jeez. I mean, I swear, like, probably 50% of the chat is just Arav and Safsara just, like, beefing in chat. Y'all need to decide it in, like, some best of 7, like, blitz match. You in Manchester, UKCC? Not gonna lie, I always imagine Jan to be an adult. So if he's in the UKCC, that would be quite surprising to me. But do you guys know Jan? We should, yeah, exactly. So let's have a look at this queen a4. Right, so queen a4, bring out the queen before any other piece violates the rules we're taught as beginners, which probably explains why this move is played only 3% of the time. But Joe Bava, of course it's Joe Bava, enjoys a specific way of playing against Caro-Kann. It seems to be a favourite weapon of blitz specialist Bortnik as well. So what do they want to do? They want to slow down the development by luring the knight to d7 and hold on to the d pawn as much as possible. So we must block with the knight. Yes, it temporarily hems in our light squared bishop, but it turns out to be the most flexible move. After we castle, it will move out the way to b6, or the bishop can be fianchetted via b6, bishop b7. Bishop d7 is known to be an inferior way to block, since after queen b3, and this maneuver, queen a4, queen b3, I've seen this in Benoni as well. There's a line of the Benoni. I can quickly show it on the board, but I also avoid this. I really hate playing against this line. So we can quickly get there. Oh god. This is why I'm not playing a classical game right now, because I'm literally going to blunder everything. So it's bishop f4 here. And if you just absent-mindedly play bishop d7, you've got this queen a4 check. And the move is to play bishop d7. And then they go queen b3 and hit this pawn. So I should definitely remember this maneuver. So I'll just put favorite of Joe Bava and Bortnik. So that's actually quite scary. Like, if a line is favored by these two madmen, then you got to be a bit careful. So knight is most important. So this is, I'll just put, yeah. Similar annoyance to bishop f4 Benoni line. I think that's already going to be enough to remember. So knight d7 is definitely what we want. Imagine being an adult. How lame. Tricky kinda knows me. Interesting. Okay, you gotta go, Safsara. C round. Hope you have a good birthday tomorrow. What do you play against d4? Well, Benoni, as you just saw. Always Benoni. Not even in the UK. Right, Jan. I very rarely get this line as a Caro-Kann player. Yeah, like, I kind of want to have it prepared though. I really want to make sure, because if it does come up, I just want to make sure that I'm just beating it. So what is this? If an e6 takes, and white is a clean pawn up, right? So this sacrifice on e6 is not so strong. So knight d7 is better, and then they just go knight c3 and g6. We'll win back the d pawn eventually, but the first order of business is the castle. a6, b5 is a little bit flawed because of knight f3, b5, and whoops. Oh dear, yes. Okay, so we definitely got to be careful of that. So g6. We should prioritize. Okay. That's good. So then after g6 we have knight f3, bishop g7, bishop c4, castles, knight b6. And remember this maneuver. Knight b3, knight takes c4, queen takes c4, and b6. Okay. So now at long last, we're ready to go bishop b7 and win back the d-pawn. In the resulting position, white will still have an isolated d-pawn. No weaknesses in black's camp. Black is better. I recommend practicing playing against the IQP this position so that you know, not only know that black is better, but also feel it. Okay. So I think we'll actually practice this position on stream. I just want to finish this queen a4 once and for all, because I think there's a few more lines in this queen a4 to look into. So how is white developing? I don't even remember. Were they just playing like knight c3 or something? I don't even quite remember. So knight c3, knight f3, bishop c4, right? And then knight b6. Okay. Let's have this in our database, in our lines. And then b6, right? I think this was the final position. Yeah. And let's see actually how often is this being played. So after queen a4, we got knight d7, and everyone is knowing this move. How many people playing knight c3? Everyone's playing knight c3, g6 main move, knight f3, bishop g7. Okay, this is great to see. Wow, loads of people playing this. And we have d3 as well as a move, so we better have this ready as a variation. Note that we can't play knight b6 immediately due to the spin, right? So looks like this is going to be the main line. But if castles, knight b6, trade, and b6. And black is better here. Winning back the pawn. While white will be left with a weak IQP position. Yeah, and this is the thing, right? Like, normally with the IQP, you want to have a lot of activity. The fact that we've fianchettoed means our king is going to be safer. Feels like white's definitely not going to get enough. So, okay, let's keep going with this. This is nice. Not even 6 plays in JTM. Will it be cancelled? I mean, it's still got a week to go. I mean, if Safsara can get his act together, he can get to 2,000. But yeah, that's actually a good point. I need to actually message some people who I feel like would join. I just need to ask them to join. So I think let me make a note of this. So invite players to JTM. It definitely won't be cancelled though. I mean, maybe we would like have to end the round early or something, but yeah. Fury is overrated. It depends. It depends. I feel like to be able to get out of the opening with a decent position and then be able to play chess, this is very important. Because if you can't, then you just lose, right? Like I had a game today, I got completely and utterly smashed by Dragon Solak. It was actually brutal. I got absolutely killed. Which is actually related to why I'm so keen to... Oh my god, what is the name? Grand Koalas? Is it not this? Grand Koalas. Oh yeah, there we go. 065. Okay, this is my secret code name. But yeah, have a look at how awfully I got killed in this game, and this is because Dragon knew that I was a Gurganitsa player. Like this is how strong these 26 GMs are. So basically, I got a draw against him once, right, with my Gurganitsa. So he doesn't want to play against my Gurganitsa anymore. So he played c4 here. And what does this look like? It looks like a pseudo Panov, right? But the problem was that he can just play knight c3, and I'm never in a million years getting in d5. So he just completely played against it. I should probably play c5 here. I ended up playing c5 in a slightly different way, like this. But I just got completely smashed because ultimately, against a very strong player, when you play Sicilian, you need to know your shit, and I don't. So in this position, I already have problems here. Played f4. I got forced back this way, and he just completely played this perfectly. He started with f5, made this pin, brought in the queen. I just got completely killed. Like, look at his transformation as well. Like, trades all of my good minor pieces, leaves me with a bad dark square bishop, and it was literally over in a few moves. I wanted to try and get my king to safety and then play like f6. Although, why didn't I play f6 now? Maybe I was worried about this stuff. Maybe I wanted to get my bishop out somewhere. I don't even know. I don't even know what I was doing anymore. It was just such a terrible game. Like, look at this. Got completely killed. Yeah, I mean, I had the respect to resign. Well, what a miserable game. So my point being is that I'm actually thinking, like, if I'm going to play Gurganitsa, maybe it's better that I just start with the move c6. Just start with c6, and then I can always, play g6 next, right? I don't really see the downside except for potentially the c4, but then I can play d5, and actually this is very in tune with like my Gurganitsa style. So I think this will be fine. I just need to research this a bit better. But yeah, like next time, if let's say I'm playing Dragon and he reckons that he can avoid my Panov, avoid my Gurganitsa, well, we're just gonna get a pseudo Panov and I'm gonna beat him, right? That's the dream. That's the dream. So let's have a look. So let's keep going with this Queen A4. Okay, so again, we'll just go from Queen A4, knight D7, knight C3, G6, knight F3, bishop G7, bishop C4, castles, and here D3. This is the main move. So frequently employed by botniks. So here we want to go A6. Right. The point of D3 is that it discourages knight B6 and capturing the bishop on C4. I see. That's really, really good to note. So, an improvement over castles, since knight b6 is discouraged and knight takes c4 would allow for d takes c4. Okay, so this d3 move is decent. You're just a favorite to win the whole thing and win your own course. Right now that's the case, but I'm definitely thinking of inviting some people who are probably gonna take that favorite spot. And also, if I come first, then obviously second place will win the course. I'm not gonna win my own course. You learnt a lot from a YouTuber that made a speedrun until 2400 with less than 6 moves Fury. That's very interesting. Like, what like opening was it where they did less than 6 moves? So we went from looking at the pseudo panel to a grand koala. Yes, these are the chaotic streams. We do what we like. I learned that simple openings are the best. I mean, yes, to an extent. It depends what level you're playing at, and it depends what you're hoping to achieve. I mean, like, if you want to play most objectively, then you have to play the most complicated openings, like the Roy Lopez, the Najdorf, right? Like, very, very tricky. So I feel like I'm striking a balance, right? Caro-Kann is definitely simpler, and it's not too bad. It's not too bad, I think. So A6. And there's a tactic here if they castle. Because B5, it looks like the rook is hanging, but then knight B6, the key move. And we're winning. Oh, that's very cool. Okay, so that means Queen A3 has to be played. And then we have to go B6 because now B5 isn't working. And we develop our bishop this way. And now the rook is defending, we can play with B5 and knight C5. Interesting, interesting. So let's have let's input this. So D3, A6. So again, Queen A3 is only move. This is actually a mistake this time. We can put castles here as dubious. But castles is actually a mistake here because of B5. And I'll give this the move the exclam. Knight B6 is definitely nice. A strong in between move simultaneously defending our rook on A8. So yeah, this is really, really nice, right? Now this is just winning. So okay, Queen A3 is played, and then B6, B5 would run into bishop takes B5. So we need to prepare this. Okay, so basically white castled, played bishop B7. And what move did they give here? Bishop B6, castles, bishop B7. Oh yeah, and just said here that this is good. Right. So now that okay, and we'll give slightly better. We'll be very generous. Now that rook A8 is protected, we are ready to push B5. So actually, okay, no, let's not just be generous for no reason. Let's actually try and understand this. So rook E1 is the main move. Let's see if people actually know this theory, right? Like after D3. Are people actually finding this? A6, was A6 only move? Okay, it's not the only move. That's good. So Queen A3, B6, castles now, bishop B7, and rook E1. Everyone's playing rook E1, so we should probably prepare this, right? So here it looks like rook E8 is the only move. Okay, let's see how this goes. Wow, knight G5. Yeah, this definitely looks like we should look at this. So let me just make sure. Let's go to the next page. Let's see, because maybe no, this is something different. I think Queen B3. I think normally bishop C4 is played here. Yeah, so Queen B3 I guess is like some sideline. That is a bit tricky. So let's make a note of this, but we're gonna keep looking at this line deeper. So this is instead of bishop C4, Queen B3 is also playable. So we'll take a look at this Queen B3 in a sec. But this definitely feels like critical. Like it's interesting that Jovanka stops here because everyone seems to know this rook E1. And the other thing I want to see is if we can get away with B5. Because if B5 is just good, then maybe we wanna just play this. Oh, even A5 is working? That's cool. If A5 is actually a move here, then I might want to learn this and just avoid all this like knight G5 nonsense. Because if it's like a super rare move, then this is almost like more ideal, right? Let's actually try and make this work. And if we want, we can even try like but I can't use Stockfish Engine on Chessbase while streaming. It's gonna be too much. Oh, lots of missed messages. Let me let me check all of this. Do you know how to get hanging pawns versus the Queen's Gambit? I probably Tarrasch. Probably Tarrasch or semi-Tarrasch. It's probably the best way. I think like Tarrasch, semi-Tarrasch. Maybe look up like Dubov's Tarrasch. I don't know. Probably Tarrasch. I'm not too sure though. Who's the best player you're gonna invite? Probably a player called probably Owen Crawford might be the strongest player that I'll invite. He's like a 2,000 plus player. He's 2,700 online, so he's pretty strong. Do you have any friends who are rated online 2,400 above who want a training partner? That's a very good question. I'd also want to make sure that it's a good fit in terms of like personality as well. I'll make a note of this actually. I'll make a note. Maybe someone will cross my mind. Yeah, I'll let you know, Lucas. Queen D6 Scandinavian is goated. So I remember there was a Hastings tournament that I played in, and I have a friend called Maxime, and he literally just prepped his opponent who was playing Queen D6 Scandi, just completely prepped her to death and won the game out of the opening. So you play these openings, you know, there's gonna come a point where someone is ready to get you. So it's some risk. Just play e5, no prep needed. Oh my god, e5 is so much prep. Yeah, no way am I touching e5. But yeah, this b5 move, I kind of like this because it's in line with like how we've been playing. And a5 is like a really interesting move. So let's have a look at these captures, right? Like what goes on here. So a4 and bishop c2, which looks like quite reasonable. Then knight takes d5. And what, we're a pawn down? Takes. Wow, and they can't just take here because we've already got knight b4. So this is why probably then bishop c2 was no good and they needed to play bishop d1 here. So we still take on d5. Takes, the same exact thing. They take on b5 and be greedy. This time knight c5. Wonder how easy this is to play. I feel like this is quite nice actually, because it's very easy to play against this pawn. Like white's gonna really struggle to defend it, I feel like. Bishop g5 is... yeah, there are loads of different moves here. So it looks alright. I mean, okay, if knight takes b5 then, what's the point? Now we just take on d5, right. So they no longer have protection on d5. And okay, if we get some crazy line like this... I feel like this is definitely possible to navigate. Because, I mean, the thing is as well... my opponent's going to be out of book, right? So this is definitely the way to go. Okay. Our aim is for equality while also bringing our opponent out of book. Yeah, so I think this looks decent. I mean, maybe I have to try this out. Would anyone like to play a game actually? I'd be down to maybe play out this position. While I wait for someone's response, I'll just set up this position on the board. So let me see how much I remember. So it's e4, c4, d5, takes, knight f6, knight c3. We take. They play knight f3. We play knight c6. And no, we're taking a look at this sideline here, queen a4, right? I think we're still looking at queen a4, which we want to block with the knight. Oh my god, we just lost the knight. How did we just lose the knight? I swear this was the point. Were we supposed to play e6 or something already? No. What am I doing wrong? Is it already at this moment? I think it's already at this moment. So when that queen a4 there, is it no? Yeah, so knight c3, knight takes d5. Yeah, and queen a4 just is just rubbish here. So I guess bishop d here and then just bishop c6. Yeah, this is already fine. This would already be fine. Okay, it's probably worth looking into though. It's probably worth looking into this queen a4. But okay, queen a4 happens a move before, so this is why it's good to go through all of this. So let's try it one more time. So here, takes, knight f6, and we're looking at queen a4 here. This is the Botnik. Who was the other player who played it? Botnik and Jobava, right? So knight d7, and this is where knight c3, and now we play g6. I want to say they go knight f3. I think knight f3, bishop g7. And here was the moment where there was that queen b3 idea, but bishop c4 was the main move. We want to play knight b6, so we castle. They don't want to castle because of knight b6, so they play d3 to discourage knight b6. And then we play a6, wanting to play for b5. Again, we've got this trick where we can play knight b6 here, and then we're fine. So that's why they play queen a3 only move. Now we play b6. If we play b5, then we're in trouble. So we play b6 here, they castle, we play bishop b7, and now they play rook e1. And this is where we go b5 anyway, and we play a5, very interesting move, which allows for both knight takes and queen takes. So this is the starting position. Okay, what are people saying? Okay, Frizz answered first, and then Arav, next time I have a training position, then you could go next. So Frizz, I will challenge you from this position. Let's practice this. Oh, what am I doing from position? Yeah. So let's just go. Maybe let's go 3 minutes plus 2 casual. I want to be from black though. And what is Fritz's username? We played him a Simmel. What was it? It was a kind of short username. Did it begin with an N? I don't remember. I don't remember. Wait, you asked first, Arav? No, but Fritz said yes before you said yes. So I think Frizz got there first. No. I think Frizz said yes first. Actually, if you scroll back on chat, Arav, you said the words no. I guess you were answering something else. But yeah, I'm gonna play Frizz. Arav, you're next. I just don't know Frizz's username. I've forgotten. Without exposing anyone, who could it be? Fritz, what is your username? Oh, Noah Shax. I knew it began with an N. I just couldn't remember. Shax is French for chess. No, he said yes to my roller. No, I said yes first, to be fair. He said yes to my roller first thing. Oh, this is going to be controversial. But in any case, I am sending the challenge. Oh, I feel like there's a lot of delay between the chat and the stream. There might be, yeah. I probably need to try and fix that at some point, but I just haven't had the time to look into it. So, okay. Frizz to play. Let's go. So we've gone for the queen e7 line. So if I remember right, we want to play a4. I kind of like this line. We'll definitely... Oh, and bishop c2. So actually playing the slightly dodgy move of the two. And was it to take on e7 or take on d5? Probably take on d5 makes sense. I think this was the point. Rip Tricky? Yeah. Tricky will just have to watch from the sidelines. Okay, so we're getting this position. And we get this exact theory. So I remember knight c5 was when the bishop was on d1. We can actually afford to play knight b4 here. So how are we going to win this? So we've got double fianchetto in an open position. I presume taking on d3 now looks really nice. Yeah, I'm playing this 100%. I mean, we even create this fork. Looks really good. Yeah, this looks super strong. If I wasn't like half asleep, I reckon this is the kind of position I'd do quite well in, normally. Okay, rook e3. I definitely feel inclined to take on c1 and then take on b2. I feel like that looks good. I mean, our knight's attacked as well, right? So let's try this. And then we can play the move a3. Although the bishop does hang, that's quite interesting. I mean, we can always bail out by taking on f3, but then that allows our rook to be hit. Maybe, I feel like a3 is needed. If knight takes... Maybe we... Whoa, that's actually tricky. Do I need to be careful already? Maybe I need to be very careful here. What if I just put my bishop back on g7? I mean, a3 is the move I want to play. I just don't know if it actually works. I feel like it doesn't. a3... Takes... No, I feel like I have to go back. And I hope I'm not lost. Oh boy. But knight c5 looks alright. Maybe they can go knight g5. So what, do I want to take on f3 first? I think knight c5 looks good. I like the fact that I reveal some pressure. I also defend this bishop. I also have ideas to reroute to e6 one day, potentially. Yeah, it definitely feels a little bit tricky to play. Now I have a chance to move this bishop somewhere. Feels like it should be useful. Although this is a problem, right? So maybe I need to play like bishop d5 soon. I'm too tired. I'm too tired for this. Let's just play it. I don't even know. Looks like it's probably alright. But definitely I would fancy having that extra. Does that work? Let's try it. Let's try it. This might not work at all. But like everything is hanging here. This was my idea. God, I don't know. I don't know. They take there. Maybe I can do this. I don't know. Because I mean, if I win back that knight, then I should be better. And I can throw in this. Now we're on a sticky square. Oh, rats. Let's do like that. You know what? Let's take. This is my idea, and hope that the A pawn is enough to win. Maybe this is enough, actually. It's really tough to say. Also, 4 seconds is not ideal. But yeah, that was a lot of tactics. I don't care about the rooks on the 7th. My bishop covers g7. Oh wow. Okay, I missed that. Maybe I didn't have to trade actually. Maybe that was like somewhat unnecessary. I think I just panicked and I thought I had to. I kind of want to put my pawns on dark squares, so let's try it. Ooh, that was maybe a bit risky. Probably I should keep my king close to this g-pawn in case I need to defend. Like, I surely can't be able to play for the win here. I don't think it will be possible. I mean, maybe I can try a tiny bit. Just for fun. Yeah, there's nothing. Okay, a draw. But okay, with like the black pieces. Okay, I mean, I was supposed to have an advantage though, so maybe I should have been able to push for more. But yeah, good game for us. I guess we will always end our games in a draw. But let's have a look at what ended up happening. So you went for this queen e7 line. This was like slightly inaccurate, I think. This bishop c2 for the line that we had. This knight b4. And wow, okay, I'm just much better. But I didn't see why. Okay, takes on c1. Get the bishop pair. Oh, bishop h6 immediately. Okay, that's good to see though. That's good to see. Like, the more we play these positions, the more these like themes will... I mean, I was never looking at bishop h6. I was always looking at taking on b2, and this idea of yours was very good. I missed a fork. I'm not surprised. In the endgame. Okay. I put the bishop on the wrong square. Yeah, it's all very tricky. And yeah, and I thought this was all very good for me, but then somehow I managed to let it slip. Yeah, here. Oh, bishop f4 is so nice, or bishop c3, right? I should try harder to make this work. Because I really do want to take this knight. I just didn't see a way. Aha. So had I pushed a3, I'm actually winning immediately. So I had the right idea, just one tempo too slow. Yeah, and I missed this idea of rook a7. This was very nice. And I think I should probably keep the rooks on. But it's still going to be difficult to try and get that pawn to push. Like, you've basically got behind the pass pawn, which is what you need to do. So maybe this was also a correct decision. Oh, this was the fork. Oh, damn. There's a 30-second delay. Right, it might be my internet as well, to be honest. I know my internet's been playing up a little bit recently. But yeah, wow, bishop d4, are you kidding me? I mean, this is exactly why you don't leave your pieces on dark squares against a bishop. I just wasn't looking. I just wasn't looking. Oh, and it happened twice? Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, good spot, Tricky. I mean, this is what I would give you a whole ass lecture about this mistake if you had made it yourself, Arav. So this is exactly why you're very good at picking up on it now, I guess. And I need someone to tell me off for missing that. And yeah, okay. Very difficult to make progress here. Maybe you can try and use the king, actually, Frizz. Maybe you put the rook behind this pass pawn and try and bring the king over. What happens there? Let's say this. Oh, not that move. Let's say this. Right? And you start bringing the king over. How do I draw this? King f7. I have to go king e7. See, it's not easy. It's not easy to draw this. And then on king here, I have to be bishop here. I'm just in time to make this work. And rook c6. Oh, what? I just allow this? Oh, but then I can play a2. I see. So here you need to go back to a6, in which I can go back to c1. So it is a fortress, but only just. Right. Could have forked your rook? Yeah, I had it twice. Bishop b1 stops my king. Bishop c1, I guess, you mean, Frizz. Why don't you blunder like that against you, Lucas? Because I played you when I was actually awake. Like I really feel really brain dead right now. So that is why. But okay, let's finish off this queen a4 line. When I change the brightness on my computer, can you guys see that? Is it all the same? I guess it's all the same. I'm super tired. But yeah, thanks for the game, Frizz. Thanks for the game. Useful for me to practice that. So, queen b3. So what is this? Since we're about to break the pin on the d7 knight by casting, white decides to repurpose the queen to the task of defending the d-pawn and prepare bishop c4 without getting forked. Whether this move is made, this move or the next, it makes little to no difference. Right. So are people playing bishop c4 first? Maybe that's a better way to see it. So here... is everyone playing bishop c4? Everyone's playing bishop c4. Castles. And a few people playing queen b3 now. Prophylactically avoiding knight b6 fork ideas. Okay, so let's have a very quick look at this. What's going on here? So, for Jovanka's course, she basically puts these dynamite symbols next to the variation name to basically highlight that like this is like some critical line that can get pretty sharp. Aha. So here we just go a6 just like before, and a4 this time to stop b5. White is wise to prevent our b5 push, or are they? Queen a5. Remember this move. We insist on our b5 break by pinning the a4 pawn. If white were giving 3 moves in a row to connect rooks, white would be better, but alas, not possible. Castles b5, bishop e2, knight c5, queen a2, b4. Nice. Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, honestly, like if you are playing the Caro-Kann and you prepare this queen b3 line, I feel like very few players are going to know this. So just castles, bishop c4, a6 again, and this time a4. And then this queen a5 is really necessary. So, white attempts to stop our b5 push, but we should make it work anyway. So queen a5 is good. And then was the line to castle here? It's castle and this. But I wonder if, you know, if white played queen a2 here, can we still play b5? We can't, right? Yeah, this is still kind of tricky. Knight b6 though, it does make sense. It does make a lot of sense. Can we try and go after this pawn? Rook d8. And we win back the pawn. Right, so that's interesting. So if they castle and they allow us b5 move, bishop e2. And was it b4 here? Oh, knight c5 first. Kick away this queen and then b4. And this is better. Much better for black. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so it definitely seems like it's hardly ever played. Maybe in master database it's played. Maybe that's why Jovanka bothered to treat this move. Not too sure. Oh yeah, we do get it a lot more in master. Wow, queen b3 really being played. That's good to see. Draw a little arrow here, and a little arrow here. Okay, so basically, yeah. That is queen a4 covered. I think we got that. I think we got that. Let's go for it one more time, just to make sure we got it. Play me now. What are people saying? Yeah, it's midnight in France. We're equally as tired. Yeah, I can imagine first. Well, you want to beta test my course when I finish it? If I have a time, if I happen to be pretty free, then definitely. But it all depends on what my schedule's like. I don't want to promise anything right now. But yeah, definitely if you're going to write the course, Lucas, I would highly recommend that you get it like you email into Chessable and see if you can actually like sign a contract with them. I know it might be difficult if you don't have, let's say, the background to support it, but there is a risk. Let's say you write this whole course and then they decide that they don't want to publish it, right? That's like a serious reality, and you don't want that to happen when you've put all this work in, right? So I would be careful. But yeah, it's queen a4 now, knight d7, knight c3, defending g6, knight f3, bishop g7, bishop c4. And we had castles. No, castles is met by knight b6, and then we just win this, and we're just happy. I think we just played b6 and bishop b7 next. I think this was all good. But instead, they can play the move. They could play queen b3 now, which is what we just looked at, right? We looked at this. We go a6, they go a4, and we go queen here. And this is a very important move to pin. And then basically we are threatening to play b5 now, in which they have to go back, and then knight c5 and b4. And this is a nice advantage. And then they also had, what was the other way they could avoid? Oh, they could play d3 here, which is very, very popular. In which we go a6. And they castle, and again, b5. Oh, castle is a mistake now, because b5 can be met by knight b6, and we pick up the bishop. So that's why they can't go castles. They need to play... What do they need to play? Oh, queen a3, right, was like the only move. And then we had to play it more slowly with b6, because now b5 can be taken. And then they castled, I think. Honestly, guys, if you learned Caro-Kann, I think you can try learn this pseudo Panov. I think it's really tricky. I think it would annoy a lot of players. And then it was bishop b7, and the idea was just like you want to play this and this next. Oh, and then we looked a bit further, right? We looked at this rook e1, bishop here, and then the idea was to play a5, and there was these two moves. And we had this game with Fritz where they took on e7, and we played a4. If they take on b5, we just take back on d5 immediately. And this is just equal, apparently. Although I want to have a very quick look what actually happens here if they take and then take on e7. Is this possible? Oh, we actually had a look at this, I think. I think we just take on... take here. Right, yeah. I think I can find this in the game. Yeah. So, okay, that's queen a4 done and dusted. That's really good. And I think on that note, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm extremely tired, but I definitely, probably tomorrow at the start of the stream, we will take a look at this bishop b5 check as well, and also the knight c3 mainline, of course. But I'm glad we could cover this tricky favorite of Joe Bava and Bortnik, this queen a4 check. Definitely good to have some simple theory, just to ensure we get like a position we can play that avoids any tricks. We don't want to blunder out of the opening. So Arav, I promise you a game tomorrow, because I'm definitely going to need more training games if you're around. Otherwise, next time you're free. But yeah, I'm so tired. I'm so ready just to flop and sleep. So yeah, we'll continue this pseudo Panov preparation tomorrow. Maybe play a classical game even. Maybe do some woodpecker. I got to 300 woodpecker, by the way. On the day where my internet wasn't working, I just grinded up to 300 and then stopped there. So we will see. But yeah, guys, I am going to head to bed. So thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you for all the support as always. And you're going to send the first chapter, Lucas. That's great to hear. Sounds like a good plan. And okay, see you guys tomorrow.